Wide receiver Ricky Pearsall is in serious but stable condition after being shot in an attempted robbery yesterday. San Francisco DA Brooke Jenkins.
There will be accountability for those who commit these types of acts in San Francisco.
Police say the alleged gunman tried to steal his Rolex. America's listening to Fox News.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2024.
Did you know your life insurance is an asset you can sell? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. For almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. And at abacuspays.com, we've created a free policy value calculator so you can find out the worth of your policy in just seconds. There are no fees and no obligations. Get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Learn more at abacuspays.com.
I'm Susan Lee, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Walmart posting its best month since 2014. Shares of the retail giant soaring nearly 13% in August, easily beating other discount chain competitors. Intel shares rallying Friday amid reports that the semiconductor company is considering options for its business that could include a merger or splitting its chip business from its manufacturing. Telecommunications giant Nokia denying a report that it was selling its mobile networks business, with Samsung Electronics being one of the potential buyers. Stocks ending Friday on a positive note, just in time for the long Labor Day weekend. The Dow finishing up 228 points, S&P 500 up 56, and the Nasdaq up 197. And that's your Fox Business Report. I'm Laura Cantor, invested in you.
The world of business moves fast. Stay on top of it with the Fox Business Rundown every Monday and Friday. Fox Business reporters, anchors, and hosts will bring you beneath the stock market speculation and boardroom drama to tell you about the biggest business stories of today. Whether you're on Main Street or Wall Street, Fox Business is invested in you.
Listen to the Fox Business Rundown every Monday and Friday at foxbusinesspodcasts.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts.
Have you heard? Affordable healthcare is better than ever. And right now there are more carriers and plans to choose from. If you're between 18 and 64 years old with a household income of $25,000 or less, this message is for you. Right now, the government's Affordable Care Act is available for individual and family health coverage plans with little to no cost to you. Don't gamble your health. Call Health Care for All. 70% of callers qualify for a zero-cost healthcare coverage. See if you are one of them. Call now. Our agents are standing by to help you get the health insurance plan you and your family needs and deserves. If you're uninsured or struggling to afford your current health insurance, help is just a phone call away. This is not Medicaid or Medicare. This is the marketplace with the largest selection of healthcare plans from the Affordable Care Act. To find a plan that's right for you, call 800-624-9769. That's 800-624-9769.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Isaac Lowenkron.
San Francisco 49ers rookie receiver Ricky Pearsall is in serious but stable condition after being shot in the chest during an attempted robbery in downtown San Francisco on Saturday afternoon. The suspect, a 17-year-old male, was arrested. In college football on Saturday night, 7th-ranked Notre Dame won at number 20 Texas A&M 23-13. Notre Dame's Jeremiah Love, the go-ahead 21-yard touchdown run with 1:54 remaining. 3rd-ranked Oregon defeated Idaho 24-14. This was a 3-point game with 5:37 left in the fourth quarter. 5th-ranked Alabama over Western Kentucky 63-0 in Kalen DeBoer's debut as Alabama head coach. Baseball on Saturday night, Shohei Ohtani hit his 44th home run of the season in the Los Angeles Dodgers' 8-6 victory at Arizona.
News Radio KYRO weather from the Meyer & Company Real Estate and Auctions Weather Center, online at MeyerListings.com. Clear sky in Troy. getting down to 62 overnight tonight. Monday's high will be in the upper 70s. Sky is clear likely. Temperatures in the lower 80s forecast on Tuesday. Currently in Troy, it's 64. In Wentzville, it's 64 degrees. Perfect homes, commercial real estate or farm ground, Meyer & Company Real Estate and Auctions, online at MeyerListings.com. I'm Erica Walters.
Well, good Sunday morning, and what a glorious morning it is here in the East Lincoln County and St. Louis area. I hope that it's just as nice where you are as it is here, because it is a beautiful morning here in the area. Right here also, it's time for Uncensored Wrestling Talk in the new Gateway Fiber Studios on News Radio 105.3 FM, 1280 AM, KYRO, also on the KYRO Facebook page, the Traveling East Productions Facebook page and YouTube channel. Go like and subscribe. And also on the Uncensored Wrestling Talk Facebook page as well. On the phone lines, we've got the one and only referee for us, HD Daniels. Good morning, HD. How are you?
Hello. Good morning. I'm great. How are you?
Awesome. Also in studio with me, of course, super fan, Tim Williams. Good morning, Tim.
Good morning, everyone.
And in studio, a special guest, wrestling trainee at the Harley Race Wrestling Academy, the one and only Nash Gilbo. Good morning, Nash. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good. Oh.
Scoot on up into that microphone so we can hear you. There you go. All right, so, a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff going on in the last week of professional wrestling, and we're going to get to all of it as much as we can anyway.
We got 2 hours.
We got 2 hours, but you know as well as I do, my friend, it goes by fast, and sometimes we can't get to everything.
Nope.
But we're going to have fun. We're going to have fun doing it like we always do. So, I was awake at about 4 o'clock this morning, and about 4:30 I pick up my phone and I turn on Facebook, and the very first feed I see is a picture that I hadn't seen in a long time, and I was like, you know what, this is going to be fun to talk about, because back in the day, and I don't know so much about now because I'm just never around looking for them anymore, to be honest, because I'm always so busy, but wrestling magazines used to be the big thing back in the day. And, in those wrestling magazines, usually towards the back of the magazine, you would have top 10 singles, you'd have top 10 tag teams, and then top 10 for each one of the big organizations, and then even the independents on some of the magazines. And so I thought it would be fun to get in the Wayback Machine and go way back. Go all the way back to March the 7th, 1986. And take a look at the top 10 singles and the top 10 tag teams that was going on at that time. How's that sound to you, gentlemen?
Sounds great to me.
HD, are you ready for this one? HD, can you hear me? Well, I'm not sure what happened to HD.
Sorry, I'm here. I'm sorry.
Say that again?
I'm here, sorry about that.
Oh, okay, sounds good. So in the top 10 singles for March the 7th, 1986, he went by Bruiser Brody. Here in the St. Louis area, we knew him as King Kong Brody. He was the number 4 contender for the AWA championship at that particular time. But we've seen him, like I said, a lot here in the St. Louis area.
Yeah, I mean, the St. Louis, but he was, Bruiser Brody was big for me from WCCW. I mean, monster of a guy.
Yeah.
And he come in and all he would do is destroy people left and right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's had one of the quickest matches. He didn't waste time.
Absolutely.
But oh wow, what a great name to start with.
Now, we were talking before we came on the air, Nash. Like I said, then I'll say it on the air. Some of these names, as you're doing this wrestling training and stuff, I know the coach. He has you guys go and look people up and watch their stuff and everything, just to pick up pointers and everything like that. Some of these names you might want to take a mental note of and go back and take a listen, because these guys could really go back in the day.
Absolutely.
From one of your organizations that you love the most, Superfan, sitting in number 9 from World Class Championship Wrestling. He was the World Class Champ at the time, Ravishing Rick Rude, but he didn't have the Ravishing yet.
No, he was just Rick. Yeah, that's where he actually trained at and got started, was WCCW.
Mm-hmm.
And then shortly after that, I think he did make the quicker transition over to WCW and Crockett Promotions at that time.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah.
But yeah,
and then also went up to AWA for a while before hitting WCW as well. Yeah. So also, sitting in number 8, I loved this dude. I mean, bad guy or good guy, I didn't care. I loved his style. HD, what do you think of the name sitting in the number 4 contender for the NWA title, Nikita Koloff?
I'm going to be honest with you, Sarge. You're kind of putting me on the spot with this old school stuff. You know how old I was when this list came out?
You probably weren't even born yet, were you?
I was still in diapers, I'll say that.
That's fun. That's funny. All right, so number 7. The number 1 contender to the national title. And I love how these, and it made me scratch my head back in the day, because you would see names in the top 10, and then you go look at the top 10 for that organization, and there would be other guys that were ahead of them in the top 10, but they were not ahead of them in the top 10 regular singles, right? For that promotion's top 10, and it just always made me wonder why. But number 7, number 1 contender, national title, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
He should be number 1 no matter what. If he must have been feuding with Flair too much at that point, and they were dropping because he was losing so many matches to Flair.
Now, HD, I know you know that name, brother.
Of course I know that name. Cody Rhodes told me about that name.
All right, number 6. Again, from your favorite organization at that time period, from World Class, he was the number 1 contender to Rick Rude's championship. Kerry Von Erich.
Yep. To me, he's the best Von Erich of all the Von Erichs. Something about Kerry, the discus punch, and when he locked in the Iron Claw on, you knew they were going to go down. I mean, he'd grab a hold and just in the middle of the ring, he'd show that claw out there and just snatch him.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Absolutely. But then again, you have to remember, every single one of those family members could do that to you in a heartbeat.
Oh, yeah. But he had the look. He just,
yeah,
muscles on muscles at that time. And you thought, oh, here's a beast that's just going to roll through anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So
now, and this is something that I did not know until after Kerry Von Erich's passing, but for quite a bit of his career, he had been in, I believe it was a motorcycle accident.
Correct.
And half of his foot was actually amputated, and he wrestled a good, huge portion of his wrestling career with that wrestling boot on, of course, but only a half a foot.
Yeah, he had a prosthetic in there, and
mm-hmm.
I never knew, not until the documentaries came out about the Von Erichs. I didn't know that there was anything wrong with his legs.
Yeah.
But they're saying as he got older, it got worse and worse, especially whenever he went to as the Red Tornado in the WWF days.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. HD, what did you think of Kerry Von Erich?
My exposure to the Von Erich was through my father. When I was younger, he was a big wrestling with the face fan and stuff like that. So I was his favorite for the Von Erich as well. So I have to agree that his name is cemented in the legacy of
very cool. So Nash, so far 10 through 6, some of these names popping out. Do you know? Do you not know? You gonna go look?
I mean, obviously, I know about Dusty.
Right.
I know a lot. I've heard a lot of the names. I've heard about Kerry. I've heard about Bruiser Brody.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't gone and watched their matches.
You've got some homework
just yet, but I'm taking notes. I'm gonna do some homework.
Very cool. All right, number 5, the WWF Intercontinental Champion at the time. Ooh, yeah. Dig it. Randy Macho Man Savage.
Well, do you know who the Macho Man was?
No, never heard of him.
Snap into a Slim Jim.
Love it. Now, number 4. This is one that you should really, on all seriousness, you should go and look this guy up, because he was being groomed to become the world champion when a car accident really took his wrestling career away from him, and he wasn't able to wrestle anymore after this. And he, at the time, in 1986, on March the 7th, he was the NWA United States champion, Magnum TA.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Magnum, he's another one. I don't know if anybody's seen any of the Dark Side of the Rings, but his story on the Dark Side of the Ring it's pretty touching, and he just couldn't, it's sad that he couldn't wrestle anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they were grooming him as the next Hulk Hogan.
Kind of, sort of, yeah.
And putting everything behind him, and sure enough, he was heading home rainy night, and he wrapped his car around a pole.
Yep.
And, he still does signings and stuff, I think.
Mm-hmm. He does.
But another tragic story of a great wrestler that just had everything in the world heading towards him.
Yeah. HD, what are your thoughts on Magnum TA?
Limited, just like the rest of the guys on this list, just due to my age. But, classic in the lore of wrestling, just like in the thing. I'm following his daughter as well, Tessa Blanchard. I've been following her career for a little while.
Right. The one thing that really stands out to me with Magnum TA, and if you haven't, even for our listeners and viewers, if you haven't seen any of his matches, go back and I'm pretty sure that you can find it on YouTube, and if not, I'm sure that you can find it on Peacock. But he had an I Quit match inside of a steel cage with Tully Blanchard. Mm-hmm. And Tully Blanchard had a valet at the time by the name of Baby Doll. And Baby Doll had thrown this wooden chair up and over the top of the steel cage into the ring for Tully Blanchard to use. And he had broken that chair into some pieces, and Magnum TA was able to make a comeback in that match and use one of those pieces that had a jagged edge on the end of it and just had it right digging in the forehead of Tully Blanchard, so much so that he was screaming yes over and over again, even after Magnum TA had stopped doing it. It was brutal. It was crazy.
Have you noticed that nobody's really used Magnum TA's finisher anymore? Which was the belly to belly.
The belly to belly.
Which kind of surprises me. I mean, he would come in 13 seconds and take somebody down.
Yeah. Well, we are up against our very first break here on Uncensored Wrestling Talk here on News Radio 105.3 FM, 1280 AM, KYRO, and of course all of the Facebook feeds. And when we come back, we'll finish up with the singles with the top 3, and then we're going to jump into tag teams. And we'll do that right after this.
Award-winning severe weather coverage when it counts. 24/7 from News Radio 105.3, 1280 AM. Powered by the Quiver River Electric Cooperative, a Touchtone Energy cooperative. Depend on it.
Mountain Dew Zero Sugar asks, ever wonder what it would be like to live in an alternate universe? One where everything seems to work just the opposite of the way you'd expect? Well, friends, welcome to the alternate universe of Mountain Dew Zero Sugar. The taste is nothing less than outrageously delicious. And Mountain Dew Zero Sugar comes in awesomely exhilarating flavors, like Original Dew Zero Sugar, Mountain Dew Spark Zero Sugar, and Mountain Dew Major Melon Zero Sugar. Try the incredible flavors of Mountain Dew Zero Sugar. Zero Sugar, all dew.
Hi, I'm Ryan Ruppel, one of the pastors at Redemption Road Church in Winfield. I want to personally invite you to worship and hear the good news of Jesus right here on News Radio KYRO every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. I hope you'll join us this week.
Well, welcome back to Uncensored Wrestling Talk here on News Radio 105.3 FM, 1280 AM KYRO, here in the new Gateway Fiber Studio. And, of course, also on all of our Facebook feeds, the KYRO Facebook feed, Traveling East Productions Facebook and YouTube channel. Go like and subscribe. And, of course, the Uncensored Wrestling Talk Facebook page. You know, join us with your comments and your questions, and we'll throw those in there as well. And something for you, Nash. Already a comment in here from the one and only, and it has been in that seat that you're sitting in right now, Hillary Hamlin. And she says, I'll tag with Nash. What's our tag team name? I'm going to give you a few minutes, let you think about that, and then we'll come back to that. So, top 10 singles from March the 7th, 1986. We're in that way back machine, my friends. The AWA Heavyweight Champion, the World Heavyweight Champion, Stan Hansen.
Wow. Master of the bull rope.
Yes,
and
he
the
was. Yes, he was. In fact, he was in that infamous match with Big Van Vader when Van Vader almost had his, well, he did have his eye pop out of his head.
Right.
Literally pop out of his head. He put it back in his head, finished the match, and then we got seen medical. That is some crazy stuff. Now, in your day, in your research, HD, did you happen to come across that particular match or hear of that particular incident?
I don't believe I have, if you could explain.
You're definitely going to have to go and look that one up. It's pretty wild. It's pretty crazy. Now, number 2, the WWF champion. I'll give you, Nash, a chance here. I'm going to give you a chance. Who do you think, sitting in the number 2 spot, the WWF champion in 1986 on March the 7th was?
Okay, all right. Well, history's not that great yet.
Yeah.
I'm thinking 80s. And if I'm thinking 80s, and WWF champion.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'll go like Hogan.
Ding, 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 ding. Give that man an oatmeal cream pie because he is correct. Right. It was.
I don't think anybody else had that title. Hogan had it for what? 12 years?
Well,
he
won it in January of 1984, and he held that title for almost 4 years. Yeah. Almost 4 years that first time he held it. But, you know, and then a lot of people think that, you know, before Roman Reigns, he held it the longest and everything like that. No, my friends, it was not him. Because Bob Backlund, before he lost it to the Iron Sheik, who lost it to Hulk Hogan, only held the title for a month. He had held it for 5 years. And then, you know, Bruno Sammartino, he had held the WWF championship, morphed into the WWF. He held it one time for 5 years, and another time, I still boggles my mind, but he held it for 8 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
8 years. 100, I believe they said it was 187 sellouts, straight sellouts, for the Madison Square Garden in New York City. Wow.
Yeah.
Just unbelievable. Unbelievable. All right, so that's your top 10 singles from March 7th, 1986. So let's switch over real quick to tag teams. And I tell you what, there were all kinds of huge tag teams back in the day. And there's a lot of tag teams today, of course, as well. But I think a lot of our tag teams today could really benefit from going back and watching what some of these guys did and maybe implement some of this stuff in their own repertoires. But sitting in number 10, Steve Kern and Stan Lane, who would later become part of the Midnight Express,
Right.
they were the number one contenders to the vacant NWA U.S. Tag Team titles at the time. And then sitting in number 9, the Fantastics, Tommy Rogers and Bobby Fulton, who were at that particular time the Mid-Southern Tag Team champions.
Yeah, they would always come down in the little bow ties and the vests.
Yep, you're right. Absolutely. And then sitting in number 8, Ivan and Nikita Koloff. They were the number 3 contenders to the NWA Tag Team titles, and they had held the championships there for a little while during the mid-'80s. Now, number 7, HD. I think you might know a little bit about one of these guys because we had him here at World League Wrestling in Troy, Missouri last year in June. They were the number 2 contenders to the NWA titles. Robert Gibson and Ricky Morton, the Rock and Roll Express. HD, your thoughts on the Rock and Roll Express from back in the day?
Well, obviously a huge influence on even modern tag team wrestling, I would say. Just, pure babyface tag team wrestling. And I had the honor of officiating a match with Ricky as well. And, what else can you say besides what a great team, what a great man.
Absolutely, I 100% concur with you. And what a gentleman he was that night too to everybody. It was fun because and I had the honor to drive him from the arena back to the hotel right across from the airport. And that 40-minute drive or so, nothing but stories left and right. And it was just, that's a moment that I will never forget. And wow, like I said, what a gentleman. Just a pure gentleman in the back. Sitting at number 6, they were the number 1 contenders to the WWF Tag Team titles, Dynamite Kid and the British Davey Boy Smith, the British Bulldogs.
Yeah, the Bulldogs were probably my favorite team during that time for WWF. I don't think they had brought in Matilda yet, but just the fights between the Bulldogs and then the Hart Foundation, just great matches.
And for Dynamite Kid, even before he teamed up with Davey Boy Smith, he was really known as a super technical wrestler and maybe possibly the best technical wrestler during that time frame. Just like right now, there's a good 4 or 5 people that you can arguably say is the best technical wrestler right now. But during that time frame, he was at the top of the cream of the crop right there.
Yeah, didn't he do a lot with suplexes?
Yeah.
He was a master of suplexes.
For sure. Absolutely, 100%. Number 5. I find this one interesting. I had forgotten that these two gentlemen had tagged together, but sure enough, they were the Mid-South Tag Team Champions. Ted DiBiase and Dr. Death, Steve Williams.
Yeah, Dr. Death was big for me with UWF, but the running power slam that he'd hit you with, they called it the Oklahoma Stampede.
Absolutely. I find this one interesting too because I had forgotten as well that these two gentlemen had teamed up. And HD, I think you might know a little bit about one of these guys, to be quite honest about it, because when we had you on, you were talking. I think this name actually came out of your mouth. I'm pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the AWA World Tag Team Champions Kurt Hennig and Scott Hall. HD.
Yeah. I was trying to think if I ever mentioned their names, but Kurt Hennig and Scott Hall. What? I lose words on how to compliment people like that. Rest in peace, Scott Hall and Kurt Hennig. But it's an unusual tag team when you're thinking about, in my opinion, when you think about older tag teams, putting those teams together. You don't hear those names together a lot in modern day wrestling talk.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, for sure, 100%. I agree with you. All right, so that brings us to the top three tag teams in the world at the time. And I want you to think about this for a minute before we get to the very, very top, because I found it interesting because the number one team was not a champion at the time, but they were number one contenders. So think about that for a minute and let that run in your head and wonder who could that have been. But in number 3, they were, at the time, WWF World Tag Team Champions, the Dream Team of Brutus Beefcake and Greg the Hammer Valentine.
I kind of forgot about them, but yeah. Greg the Hammer Valentine was probably one of those wrestlers, no nonsense, hard nosed, straight in your face. I know that they were trying to bring up Brutus too at that time and trying to get him, and they put them together. So great tag team. Probably could have had a little bit bigger run than what they did. So.
Absolutely, and Nash, this is another guy that you should definitely look up and look at his body of work. Greg the Hammer Valentine. I mean, he wrestled in all of the organizations, every single one of them, top to bottom, and was just one of those consummate professionals in that squared circle. Would you guys agree?
No, absolutely. I'm kind of curious. I bet there's probably not in an organization Greg didn't win some type of title in.
Mm-hmm.
He was a great worker, very solid.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, in the number 2 spot, this is an interesting storyline because they were the United States Tag Team Champions for the NWA. They won the World Tag Team Championships for NWA and had to vacate the U.S. Championships. They beat Tully Blanchard and Arn Anderson just before they left the NWA to go to the WWF, and it was Dennis Condrey and Bobby Eaton, the Midnight Express. Beautiful Bobby Eaton.
Yeah, how many different Midnight Express were there? I mean,
so you had Dennis Condrey and Bobby Eaton. And then you had Bobby Eaton and Stan Lane.
Right.
And then while Bobby Eaton and Stan Lane, Dennis Condrey went off and grabbed another person to be, his tag team partner and was the quote-unquote naming themselves as the original Midnight Express.
Right.
So there was several guys as the Midnight Express.
But of course they had Jim Cornette with them all the time.
Yeah. And HD, I don't know what your thoughts are on this particular subject, but I believe that it is way overdue for the Midnight Express as a collective group to include Jim Cornette to be in the WWE Hall of Fame, since they own now almost all of that NWA library, for sure. HD, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think it probably will come in due time. You can only submit X amount of people per year in the Hall of Fame, but I have to imagine that they go in eventually.
Yeah, for sure. And just going back to Greg the Hammer Valentine just for a second, that's one that Nash, you really, like I said, you should look him up and take a look, because also Herb Simmons joining us on the Uncensored Wrestling Talk Facebook pages. You know, he says the Hammer, one of the best, like his father Johnny. 100% agreed. 100% agreed. Now, the number one.
Do I get a
spot.
guess before you
I'm
say?
I'm gonna let you. I'm
Okay.
gonna give you a guess. Just
right.
give me a second. I'm gonna hype this one
All
up
right.
a little bit.
Hype it up. Hype it up.
They again were the number one contenders to the AWA World Tag Team Championships, I should say, and also the number one contenders to the NWA Tag Team Championships. Who do you think was the number one tag team in the world?
Well, if I'm going to go with probably my favorite tag team at the time, Hawk and Animal, the Road Warriors.
The Road Warriors, the Legion of Doom, along with their manager Paul Ellering. And if that's another two names that Nash Gilpo you should definitely look up and study and watch, because those guys came in like beasts from the very get-go all the way to the very, very end of their careers, both of them. And yes, you are correct. It is the Road Warriors. How about that?
Well, they were the first one with the scaffold match with Midnight Express, so you have 1 and 2 in a scaffold match.
Yep. See, and when I went to Iraq in 2003, so what I had done was I had taken all of my VHS tapes and I had transposed them over to DVDs, so that way I could take them with me and watch them while I was over there. And the very first night was
in the WWE. He was unique over there, but I understand, he has to do what he thought was best for his own career. And I'm gonna to answer your question. I enjoy seeing him there, and I hope he.
Yeah, I would have to 100% agree with what HD said, Superfan.
Yeah, I agree with it. The thing that came out of that whole set was what a gnarly bump Will Ospreay took.
Mm-hmm.
Being hurricanrana, or not hurricanrana, but flipped on the back of his head there on the stage by Pac.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a pretty wild move. That's for sure. Absolutely. Your thoughts, Nash, on the one and only Ricochet?
I mean, I like talent kind of going from company to company. Kind of, keeps the competition going, keeps it fresh, keeps it exciting.
Mm-hmm.
I hope Ricochet kind of stands out as best as he can. Maybe he gets some gold, maybe he doesn't. Yeah, I mean, I think he'll do his best, and as long as he's having fun.
Yeah.
And that's important.
He might be one of those ones that you can tailor yourself after, because you have that a bit of a physique and agility look to you. I don't know how far along you are, and we're going to get into that in the next hour, but that's another name for you to go and watch and study, especially his days in New Japan, and also in Lucha Underground as well.
I mean, Ricochet is very talented. I am very green, just starting out. Ricochet can...
Don't sell yourself short now. You've already got some up and coming time.
You just want to change his name, I think, to Paul Logan.
Logan Paul. I mean, heck, I'm drinking his drink here.
Right, exactly.
What more do you want?
Yeah, both of them doing springboards off the ropes and meeting right in the middle of the ring is something out of a video game.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, for sure. 100%. I want to try that. On the video game.
Right.
On the video game only. So, and also something that I saw that I want to get your guys' thoughts real quick before we go to the top of the hour. We've only got about 2 minutes. We saw, a coffin match at AEW's All In last weekend between Jack Perry and Darby Allin, and I just wanted to get your guys' thoughts on Sting coming in during that match.
I'm a big Sting guy. I hated to see him retire. You know, I'd love to see him keep going as long as he could go. But also, I'm kind of like, if you retire, where are you going to get involved?
Yeah.
So it's kind of one of those, yeah, you might not have an official match. Then that makes me wonder, well, what is your role in AEW?
Mm-hmm.
Are you retired? Are you pseudo-retired? Are you not going to show up? Or are you only going to show up at certain times?
Yeah, yeah.
So as much as I love Sting, I don't think it was one of the... didn't hit me as a bright moment for him just to show up.
HD, what are your thoughts real quick?
I tend to agree. I really enjoyed his retirement match, retirement career, storyline. If this is the last image of Sting, I'll take it, but I hope, he already came back once. He's going to come back again. Let's make it a little more memorable.
You're right. Well, we're at the top of the hour in about 10 seconds. But after the news and all that good stuff, we'll be back with this second hour of Uncensored Wrestling Talk right here on News Radio 105.3 FM, 1280 AM, KYRO, and all the feeds.
Live from the Gateway Fiber Studios, online at gatewayfiber.com. News Radio 105.3, 1280 KYRO Troy. It's 11 o'clock in the Heartland.
Fox News, I'm Jack Callahan. 6 of the hostages taken in the October 7th terror attacks on Israel have been found dead in southern Gaza.
In a tunnel under the city of Rafah, Israeli forces recovered 6 bodies of hostages held by Hamas. We have now confirmed that one of the hostages killed by these vicious Hamas terrorists was an American citizen, Hirsch Goldberg, Poland.
Fox's Ashley Strohmeyer. Hamas blames Israel for their deaths because of a lack of a ceasefire agreement. Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says whomever murders hostages doesn't want a deal. San Francisco 49ers rookie wide receiver Ricky Pearsall shot during an attempted robbery in San Francisco.
There will be accountability for those who commit these types of acts in San Francisco.
District Attorney Brooke Jenkins Pearsall reported to be in serious but stable condition. America is listening to Fox News.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2024.
Did you know your life insurance is an asset you can sell? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. For almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. And at abacuspays.com, we've created a free policy value calculator so you can find out the worth of your policy in just seconds. There are no fees and no obligations. Get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Learn more at abacuspays.com.
I'm Susan Lee, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Walmart posting its best month since 2014. Shares of the retail giant soaring nearly 13% in August, easily beating other discount chain competitors. Intel shares rallying Friday amid reports that the semiconductor company is considering options for its business that could include a merger or splitting its chip business from its manufacturing. Telecommunications giant Nokia denying a report that it was selling its mobile networks business, with Samsung Electronics being one of the potential buyers. Stocks ending Friday on a positive note, just in time for the long Labor Day weekend. The Dow finishing up 228 points, S&P 500 up 56, and the Nasdaq up 197. And that's your Fox Business Report. I'm Laura Cantor, invested in you.
The world of business moves fast. Stay on top of it with the Fox Business Rundown every Monday and Friday. Fox Business reporters, anchors, and hosts will bring you beneath the stock market speculation and boardroom drama to tell you about the biggest business stories of today. Whether you're on Main Street or Wall Street, Fox Business is invested in you.
Listen to the Fox Business Rundown every Monday and Friday at foxbusinesspodcasts.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts.
People are talking about Don Julio's Mexican Restaurant in the Winfield Plaza and Don Julio's Taco Express at number 3 Troy Center, setting the standard for authentic Mexican food and great drinks. Carry out or dine in 7 days a week at both great locations. Stop in or order online for carryout at DonJuliosWinfield.com or DonJuliosTroy.com. Don Julio's Mexican Restaurant in the Winfield Plaza and Don Julio's Taco Express at number 3 Troy Center. And don't forget, buy one, get one free on Wednesday in Troy and on Monday in Winfield. That's Don Julio's Mexican Restaurant in the Winfield Plaza and Don Julio's Taco Express at number 3 Troy Center. Veteran owned and operated, bringing great authentic Mexican food home to Lincoln County. Hasta pronto!
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Isaac Lowenkron.
San Francisco 49ers rookie receiver Ricky Pearsall is in serious but stable condition after being shot in the chest during an attempted robbery in downtown San Francisco on Saturday afternoon. The suspect, a 17-year-old male, was arrested. In college football Saturday night, 7th-ranked Notre Dame won at Texas A&M 23-13. Notre Dame's Jeremiah Love, the go-ahead 21-yard touchdown run with 1:54 to play. 3rd-ranked Oregon defeated Idaho 24-14. This was a 3-point game with 5:37 left in the fourth quarter. Oregon quarterback Dillon Gabriel completed 41 of 49 for 380 yards. 5th-ranked Alabama over Western Kentucky 63-0 in Kalen DeBoer's debut on the sideline. Major League Baseball Saturday night, Shohei Ohtani's 44th home run of the Los Angeles Dodgers' 8-6 victory at Arizona.
News Radio KYRO weather from the Meyer & Company Real Estate and Auctions Weather Center, online at MeyerListings.com. Clear sky in Troy. Getting down to 62 overnight tonight. Monday's high will be in the upper 70s. Sky is clear likely. Temperatures in the lower 80s forecast on Tuesday. Currently in Troy it's 64. In Wentzville it's 64 degrees. Perfect homes, commercial real estate or farm ground, Meyer & Company Real Estate and Auctions, online at MeyerListings.com. I'm Erica Walters.
Well, welcome back to Uncensored Wrestling Talk right here in the Gateway Fiber Studio on News Radio 105.3 FM, 1280 AM, KYRO. Programming note, we've had a little bit of technical difficulties on the Facebook feeds, but you can still join us on the Traveling East Productions YouTube or Rumble channel. Go like, subscribe, and you can still join us there and with your comments and your questions and what have you. You know, we have got, well, right now, actually, let me step back just for a second. I've got on the phone line still with us, the one and only H.D. Daniels, our Uncensored Wrestling Talk senior referee. The superfan, Tim Williams, in studio with us. And, of course, wrestling trainee extraordinaire, he is Nash Gilbo, and thank you so much for joining us this morning. We've got a big event coming up next Saturday for World League Wrestling, the house that Harley Race built, and one of these sponsors for this show, Stars and Stripes 3. And before I get into the actual event itself, there's going to be a tailgate party that's going to be going on from 3 p.m. until 5 p.m. And during that tailgate, there's going to be some tickets that can be raffled off, or that's going to be raffled off, that you can buy tickets for throughout that tailgate party. And then when the event starts all the way up to the main event, that raffle will continue going. And just before the main event, a winner will be pulled for tickets to Monday Night Raw. So, WLW, Stars and Stripes 3. This event is really shaping up to be a really big one. And HD Daniels, you're going to be involved in a lot of these matches that we're going to talk about. And the first one that I'm going to bring up here, the Grand Regent, the one and only Camaro Jackson, is going to be taking on all day Aiden Riley.
All right, so I've been thinking about this for a while.
Yeah.
Aiden Riley.
Man, I tell you what, he coming into the studio with that steel pipe that he used the night before last month.
One, I think he's gonna get a whooping from Camaro.
He got a whooping once already.
He's gonna get another one. But I've been kind of contemplating Aiden for a little bit. Going back a few months. He started with Moses, got his chest lit up.
Mm-hmm.
Then he picked a fight with Leland, got his chest lit up.
Yeah.
And then he picked a fight with Camaro, got his chest lit up.
Mm-hmm.
I think he might have a disease going on.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Really?
A little bit of LMS.
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 What is LMS? I've never heard of LMS.
Little man syndrome.
Whoa. You might be careful. Be careful. Because he carries that steel pipe everywhere with him now.
And I even came up with a name. He's probably going to start calling it Lily.
Lily?
Lily the lead pipe.
And see, Daniels, what are your thoughts on all day Aiden Riley and that crazy steel pipe?
I was in the ring after Camaro's match, and Aiden attacked him from behind both of our backs. I didn't see it coming. Camaro didn't see it coming. For someone who is, there present for the attack when it happens, I will say watch out. He's got an attitude about him that's dangerous. And I am interested to see how this match goes between him and Camaro. I hope Camaro's knee is all right.
Well, I tell you what, that last match that they had at the last event, Aiden Riley sticking his hand out, and then Camaro going ahead and reaching in to shake his hand, and then Aiden Riley just slapping him right in the face. From that moment forward until the end of the match, which was only like 3 or 4 minutes, Camaro Jackson saw red. And I hadn't seen him look like that in a long time. And he brought out the beast. I mean, the absolute beast in Camaro Jackson. And then he comes out and hits him in that, like you were talking about, HD, that steel pipe in the leg. Thankfully, it didn't hinder Camaro Jackson enough to where he came into that Door to Destiny Rumble still at the end of the evening in the main event, and somehow, by a miracle, I think, but somehow came out of that Rumble as the winner. He's looking for a pound of flesh in the name of all day Aiden Riley.
Well, I think also it's going to see how much Superstar Steve wants to protect his little boy there.
Well, I mean,
because Superstar Steve is supposed to be on that card too. So
we're going to get to that here in a moment. Yeah, but yeah,
is he going to come out and help try to finish the job before the job is even started?
Wow! And with winning that Door to Destiny Rumble, Camaro Jackson has secured himself a championship match against Superstar Steve at WLW 25, which I believe is going to happen in November. So, man, oh man, look out. And before I continue with the rest of these matches for that card, fans, get your tickets at HarleyRace.com right now. Because if you wait until the day of and thinking that you're going to be able to get your tickets at the door, at the window, at the ticket window, I got some news for you. Well, the last event, the event sold out approximately 4 to 5 days before the event. There were new tickets that were able to be gathered and put together, new seating, and those went on sale the day before the event, and those 30 tickets sold out within 2 hours. So it was a double sellout for the last event. There was nothing available when the doors opened for you if you hadn't already bought your tickets. So get your tickets right now at HarleyRace.com. Don't wait.
No, absolutely don't wait. I got my tickets several weeks ago. As soon as it was announced, I went on and I got my tickets. I'll be there.
That's right.
I'll be there for the tailgate. Come over, say hi.
Definitely.
It's going to be a great time. Hottest ticket in town.
Yep, for sure. And then a tag team that you've gotten to become somewhat, well, accustomed to their antics, HD Daniels, as being a referee for World League Wrestling. The tag team champions, Dysfunction, Brandon Espinoza, and Kyle Roberts will be taking on the Premier, SK Bishop, and Campbell Myers. Your thoughts on the WLW Tag Team Champions?
A team like Dysfunction makes me wonder, why don't we have 2 referees out when we have a match like that? Anything. Sort of joking, sort of not. Dysfunction really challenges, what a referee, challenges referees, I'll just say, in every match that they have. They challenge their opponents, and they challenge the audience. They're just troublemakers in general.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that you've got a really good idea of having a second referee, an enforcer on the outside. Maybe that's something that needs to be taken to the WLW Championship Committee and discussed. Has that been brought up at all in the most recent past?
Not to my knowledge, no. I say that in jest, but there's they really make things difficult. If I was just speaking personally as a referee, there is though the tradition of wrestling, 1 referee per match. So I do what I can.
For sure. Another match that's going to be happening. This is a return match. Jack Parker Jr., the newest member of Dysfunction, became a member of Dysfunction at Night of Champions 5 earlier this year when he turned on his partners, Mason St. Goods and the astonishing one, Austin Mulitalo. They have met once before since then. And, distractions. And I can't remember. And HD, please let me know. I think you might have been the referee in the ring at the time. But the music comes on for Dysfunction. Austin gets up on the turnbuckle, waiting for Brandon Espinoza or Kyle Roberts or the Iron Bear, Tom Coffey, or a combination or all 3 of them to come out from the curtain. And as soon as he turns around, blammo, good old Jack Parker Jr. hits him with that sit-out powerbomb, 1, 2, 3. Well, astonishing Austin Mulitalo still looking for retribution in that match.
Can you blame him? I mean, that was unexpected and a big surprise even for me. I hope Austin finds what he's looking for in this match, because it's going to be a tough one.
He's definitely got to have eyes in the back of his head. However, at the same time, he's got to not let those distractions distract him enough to where Jack Parker Jr. again takes full advantage of it all.
He needs to get on him and stay on him. Plain and simple. They're going to try to distract him. He needs to forget about it and hope that he has enough friends in back that'll help him.
Yeah.
And because the last match he got on him, he was whooping Jack Parker.
Yeah.
Until he got distracted.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it.
Mm-hmm.
And if my man Austin just stays on him and takes him to the woodshed, he's going to come out the victor.
Well, you might be right. You might be right. We're going to see another rematch. And it's from last month's event. It's going to be Blade Lennox taking on Big Mike Maverick. And Big Mike, he stands 6'8", 245, 250 pounds. Whoo, that boy has got, number one, serious potential. Serious potential. But that's another one of those guys that if you turn your back, if you don't pay attention, he will eat you up, spit you out, and the match is over with. Nash, you have trained, you have been in the ring, you have seen him up close and personal, if you may, if you will. Your thoughts on Big Mike Maverick?
Yeah, Big Mike Maverick. That's a tall dude. You know, just a couple inches taller than me. You know.
That's good.
No, when he trains, when he gets in that ring, he's intense.
Mm-hmm.
He there's no joking around. There's no messing around. Same with Blade Linux.
Right.
I mean, this is going to be a very interesting second time around for them too.
Have you seen any friction between the two during training sessions or anything like that? Seems like a kind of a rivalry starting for it to be twice in a row.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I kind of
his
train.
pause tells me yes.
I kind of train with the. I'm still in the newer crop.
But you can see.
Right.
You have eyes.
Hey, that's true.
Eyes and ears.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, when I do see them training, it is a bit, you know, you got to take a step back. You know, you let them breathe a little bit. You know, they kind of get into it here and there.
Well, I'll be honest. There was one night where I went up there, and I walked in through the door, and as I was walking in through the door, there was a huge commotion going on, and it was Blade Linux and Big Mike Maverick having to be pulled apart by all you guys and gals that were in there because they were going at it at each other. And I think that's one of the things that set up that first match. And, you know, Blade Linux, I still astonished, not to take away from Austin Militalo, but I was still astonished how he was able to get that win over that huge man, Big Mike Maverick, in their first meeting. But then during the Door to Destiny Rumble, it was Big Mike. It was Big Mike who eliminated Blade Linux. So they both have asked for this rematch, and we're going to see sparks fly in this one, I think. HD Daniels, your thoughts on all that?
Yeah, you know, they're both new to WLW, so even if, you know, one came out the victor, he's still looking to improve himself and establish himself to the roster and to the company.
For sure. Well, we are up against our first break here in the second hour of Uncensored Wrestling Talk. We're going to take it right now, and when we come back, we're going to continue talking about Stars and Stripes 3 World League Wrestling for next Saturday, right after these messages.
24-hour towing and recovery in Lincoln, Warren, Pike, or St. Charles County. Call B&B Towing, 636-262-3865. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. B&B will be on the way, 636-262-3865.
People's Bank and Trust is helping you get a grip on your finances with our new mobile banking service. You can now manage your accounts, check balances, transfer funds, and pay bills all from the palm of your hand. Visit us online at pbtc.net for more information and to start using mobile banking. People's Bank and Trust, hometown banking the way it should be. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Trax Pizza. Outstanding pizza, sandwiches, and pasta. Dine in, carry out, or delivery. Open daily at 3 p.m. Order online at TraxPizzaCompany.com. Call 264-8600 or come see us on Main Street in historic downtown Winfield. Trax Pizza, 264-8600.
Well, welcome back to Uncensored Wrestling Talk here in the Gateway Fiber Studios of News Radio 105.3 FM, 1280 AM. KYRO. And again, you know, technical issues going on with the Facebook feeds, but you can still watch and join in on the conversations at the Traveling East Productions YouTube and Rumble channels. Go like and subscribe. And another match that we need to talk about for WLW Stars and Stripes 3 next Saturday night, September the 7th. Get your tickets right now. Don't wait. HarleyRace.com. A man that you mentioned a little bit ago, Superfan, he is going to be in the house. He is going to be there. And he will be in the ring. It is the WLW World Heavyweight Champion, Superstar Steve Fender, as he takes on newcomer, the Natural, Atlas Armstrong.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with this one. Don't know much about Atlas. I just know more about Steve and his tactics he likes to portray and use whenever he's not getting the upper hand like he feels like he should. Yeah. So it'll be another rough match, I think, for Superstar Steve, and another one to be interested to see if Aiden gets involved in that one too.
Well, you never know. You never know. HD Daniels, your thoughts on that match and Superstar Steve, and if you have anything on the Natural Atlas Armstrong.
I don't know much about Mr. Armstrong, but I do know that he has a big challenge ahead of him against Superstar Steve. His matches are intense. They keep me on my feet as the referee. I kind of have to have eyes in the back of my head, just like I was talking about with function. I'm eager to see how this match goes.
Makes all of us in the room as well. I agree 100%. All right, so that is WLW Stars and Stripes 3, September the 7th. Get your tickets, HarleyRace.com, for next Saturday. Doors open up at 6. Bell time will be at 7. Tailgate party from 3 to 5. Tickets will be raffled off through the tailgate and the event up till the main event. Winner will be announced for tickets for Monday Night Raw for October the 7th. So, as I said before, in studio with us, Nash Gilpo, new wrestling trainee at the Harley Race Wrestling Academy. And we're going to take the time from now until the end of the show to do a little bit of a interview with Mr. Gilpo here. And HD and Superfan, if you guys have questions as well, please jump in as well. But Nash, my first question to you is, how old were you when you first saw wrestling and became a fan of it all?
Well, I just so happened to be named after Kevin Nash.
Okay.
My parents they watched wrestling, so I kind of just grew up with it naturally.
Okay.
And I guess they saw Kevin Nash and said that we're going to take that.
Wow.
Wow.
So okay.
I've always kind of grown up with wrestling. Like, my whole family's been big fans of it. Been watching like WWE a lot growing up. I never really strayed away from it. It's just kind of been I guess whole 22 years. Yeah.
22 years young. Wow. So with your parents and your family, is everybody still wrestling fans? Are they still everybody is into it as they once were, just as you are, or are you the one that has taken that mantle and kept on going with it?
I've definitely taken the reins.
Taking the reins. I like that.
For sure. I can still, I can still banter with them. They watch the highlights and stuff.
Okay.
But I've by far taken the reins and be like, hey, I'm gonna do this. I'm training now. And they're like, oh, all right, cool.
So with you being 22 years old, that tells that cat's out of the bag. You're in early 2000s, baby. So growing up, then, who were some of the wrestlers that you really truly gravitated towards when you were watching?
Well, growing up, I was I was a viewer of the PG era of the ruthless aggression era. So, I mean, I have to say Cena. I have to say John Cena.
Okay.
You know, he was the poster boy for my era.
He was a poster boy.
Continue, Ash. Continue.
Cena has to be up there. For some reason, growing up, I liked Mick Foley.
Okay.
He wasn't too active when I was kind of growing up and watching, but I found that just his dedication and just what he's willing to do, it just far exceeds. And I'm like, I'll watch his matches and I'm just amazed.
Well, I gotta say, and maybe Superfan, you might see this after I say this as well. Unfortunately, HD's on the phone and he can't see this, but when you see him next weekend, you might get this picture in your head after you see him with the headphones on. The hair, it kind of looks a little bit like Mick Foley.
Yeah, a little bit of dude love going on.
Any others? Any others that you really enjoyed, watching and really gravitated to?
I mean, it's hard to say. Growing up, just like Orton had a great run, like 09 as a heel. DX, how can I not say DX?
Sure.
Eddie, Rey Mysterio. I've noticed now that I'm having to kind of study it and I'm a student of the product, that my tastes are kind of changed. Because growing up, I'm a kid. I'm just watching it like, wow.
Was there a certain match that you saw that said, I want to do this after that match?
I'm not too, like, growing up, it was
just watching a lot of it?
Yeah, like, it was just always on, like, every Monday, every Friday, it was always on, and then I just gravitated, like, Cena was, like...
Cena was it for you, huh?
Honestly, yeah, the more I look back at it, I think as a child, Cena was really just, like, the start and the finish.
So how old were you then? How old were you when you really thought in your head, I do want to do this. I got to find some way. I got to figure it out. That you wanted to get into the ring.
You kind of pick up the idea here and there. Throughout the years. Like, oh, maybe I'll do this. Maybe I'll do this. And then I always just kept going back to wrestling. And then. I mean, kind of 2 years ago, I started thinking about it more seriously.
So a little bit of time after getting out of high school and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So were you one of those folks that were just basically bouncing from thing to thing and not really finding your niche yet, and then you just decided one day, you know what? Forget all this other stuff. I want to go and find a school and learn how to do this stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you kind of sit down, you do the college thing, you look at what a career could be, and it was just, for me, it was kind of like, whatever. And I just kept going back to wrestling, and the school is right down the road in Troy. All right, well, let me look it up. I was like, oh, I can do a tryout. Well, I'll do the tryout. If I make it through, if I kind of hang in there enough, maybe we'll take it seriously.
Yeah.
How did you feel after your tryout?
Hurt.
Hurt. That's a good word.
Yeah.
It's a good description. Hurt. So when and HD, if you have questions, please jump in there, brother.
Sounds good. You guys continue.
So back in our day, there wasn't all this social media. There wasn't any of this internet. There wasn't any of this kind of stuff. Every once in a while, you might see a commercial, but often than not, or more often no, for a school, for a wrestling school. So what did you end up doing? Did you just Google it one day? Did you search it out on the internet? Did you just come to WLW events and find out that there was a wrestling? How did you literally pick up and find out?
Well, I have some family that live in Troy.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just kind of like on my drive home. You know, I saw the training camp, I saw the facility, and I was like, okay. And then, you know, you drive past it so many times, and it just kind of came like background. And then I started thinking about it more. I was like, hey, wait, that's right down the road.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, I could do that.
So that was the first time that you had even seen the event or seen the facilities, I should say, or anything along those lines when you had started visiting family and stuff like that?
Yeah, there was a couple shows that I had attended.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember when, but I've been to a couple shows.
Okay.
So I was like vaguely like introduced to it. And then, but mainly, yeah, it was just kind of on my drive to visit some family and stuff. And then eventually I pulled the plug and just went for the tryout. And now I think we're like 7 months in.
Interesting.
Right around that
7
time.
months in now.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so with you being 7 months in, number one, I've always said this, and right or wrong, but I've always said if you're gonna do something along these lines, and whether it be professional wrestling or a sporting, you know, event or what have you, get yourself in shape first, right? But when you went in, was it more than what you expected it to be first day? Or first couple of weeks, or even first couple of months?
Yeah, it's intense. I mean, I don't come from like a sports background or anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like in school, I was like in theater. You know, I not the greatest shape in like high school and stuff. I didn't play baseball, none of that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, we started training up, and my body got whipped. I mean, pretty much. It's intense. It's a lot. I mean, I come home with like some new bruises.
Wow.
Every week. But in the
bruises in places that you didn't know you had places?
Yeah. Yeah, I wake up like, oh, that hurts. Why?
So during these last 7 months, what's the hardest thing? What's the hardest thing that you have done that you didn't think you would be able to do and have done?
Really just all of it, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Because I wasn't too sure that I could kind of hang in there. And now I'm learning new stuff and just kind of progressively, like, each week. And so each week it's like, oh, I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, okay. And it just continues, like, week after week. And I'm just continuously like, oh, wow. All right.
Well, here's a question. Here's a question that a lot of people I don't think get asked. But are you enjoying it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it hurts. It's painful.
Mm-hmm. It ain't no joke, is it?
No, not at all. But even so, like it's very fun. I mean, from watching it growing up, and now I'm in it. Now I'm studying it. Now I'm like training, and I'm like, wow, this is like each week. It's just like I can't wait to learn something new, to go over what I've learned, to kind of, sharpen the craft of what I've learned already. It's just, it's a great experience, like week in and week out.
Very cool. Well, I'm gonna put you on the spot. I'm gonna put you on the spot And I'm going to ask you a question that I asked of I'm going to call him your teammate because, you guys are training together. The one and only Julian Partella, who was in that seat not too long ago. About 2 weeks ago, actually. Now, I know that you haven't had this happen from one of these people, okay? And maybe you have from the other. But you've seen stuff, okay? I know that you've seen stuff. Who has the hardest chop? Superstar Steve Fender or the legacy himself, Leland Race?
He probably needs to think about that because last time we asked that question,
Julian was all over it.
He was all over it, and guess what? I think he got his comeuppance too.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't want to answer with such energy that
as Julian did.
Julian had.
Well, let's remind the listeners and the viewers right now, real quick, before Nash answers. Julian Partella literally said on this show that the legacy Leland Race chops like a girl. Like a girl.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that much.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know Steve too much.
But you've been there. You've been at the events. You've seen him.
Yeah.
You've seen him deliver those chops. You've heard it reverberate through the walls there at the Race Wrestling Arena. HD Daniels has been in the ring reffing during those chops from Superstar Steve and the legacy Leland Race as well.
This is a difficult question here. I feel like this is a lose-lose either way.
Absolutely.
Oof.
Yeah.
It is. But which one would you rather get hit by? Superstar Steve or Leland?
We're gonna go with Coach. We're gonna go with Leland Race.
So you're gonna say that he chops like a girl too?
No, I'm going to save him on this one. He did not say that he was not implementing that. He's just worried about ramifications as Julian Partella has received. And you know what? I commend you for that, Nash. I do. I commend you for that. If you can plead the fifth right now because, you haven't been in the ring with Superstar Steve yet. You have been with the legacy Leland Race during training, and he's helped you along, and he's been showing you a few things here and there. And well, let me ask you this: have you received those chops? Some of those chops from Leland in the ring?
I don't know that I've actually received a whole lot of chops from Coach. From the rest of the people training, I have.
Mm-hmm.
And those hurt.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine how much more effective Coach's chops can be.
Yeah.
And I mean, Superstar Steve, obviously the champion.
Mm-hmm.
And I've heard those chops.
Yeah. And you've seen the effects of those chops.
And yes. And I'm good.
I love that answer. I love it. Again, on the phone with us, HD Daniels, in studio, Superfan Tim Williams. Also, our special guest, wrestling trainee, Nash Gilbo. We are up against our very last break of the show. We're going to take that right quick. We're going to jump into more with Nash and some more wrestling stuff that's been going on this week. Right after this.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-293-2896 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. SafeStep walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-293-2896 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-293-2896 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. SafeStep walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
Out and about once again in Troy, Missouri. South Lincoln Drive means Country State of Mind Designs. I'm talking with Lisa today. There's a saying that goes, if your business doesn't have a sign, there's no sign of your business.
That's correct.
So Country State of Mind Designs does so much more than just signs. But that's the main thrust of things, right? You're trying to help the visibility of local businesses to, ensure their viability.
We thrive on helping you guys be noticeable and recognizable. We can do anything from light signs, flat signs, vehicle graphics, shirts.
You guys have a lot more to offer than just signs.
We do embroidery here. We also have the newest and latest t-shirt with the direct-to-film printer. We actually print in-house.
You guys have a great website at countrystateofminddesigns.com. And if somebody wants to talk about an upcoming project, Lisa, how do they get a hold of you?
636-775-1117, or they can email us at csmdesigns.troy@gmail.com.
Out and about in Troy, Missouri at Country State of Minds at 139 South Lincoln Drive. Come see Lisa and the whole staff today.
This moment of calm is brought to you by American National. Because life on the farm is stressful and insurance shouldn't be. American National. Relax. We're here. American National Property and Casualty Company and Affiliates, Springfield, Missouri.
News Radio KYRO weather from the Meyer & Company Real Estate and Auctions Weather Center, online at MeyerListings.com. Clear sky in Troy. Getting down to 62 overnight tonight. Monday's high will be in the upper 70s. Sky is clear likely. Temperatures in the lower 80s forecast on Tuesday. Currently in Troy it's 64. In Wentzville it's 64 degrees. Perfect homes, commercial real estate or farm ground, Meyer & Company Real Estate and Auctions, online at MeyerListings.com. I'm Erica Walters.
Well, welcome back to Uncensored Wrestling Talk here on News Radio 105.3 FM, 1280 AM, KYRO, in the new Gateway Fiber Studios. I am Sarge. On the phone lines with us, our referee H.D. Daniels, in studio, superfan Tim Williams, and wrestling trainee at the Race Wrestling Academy, Nash Gilbo. And am I saying that last name right, Gilbo?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. H.D. Daniels, our referee, do you have any advice for this young man that's sitting in the studio right now?
Yeah, I probably could think of a few things. I can't give tips on, actual wrestling ability. That's not my forte. But when I was in training, with other wrestling students. And things that go a really long way are, show up on time, put in the effort while you're there, show that you care about being there, don't make excuses for outside, if something in your life is going to interfere with your wrestling career, maybe it's school, maybe it's matches, whatever you get in your future, do your best to not let outside influence cancel your plans, make you late. It just shows that this isn't the most important thing to you when things like that happen. And just be present. That's what I would say to anybody new starting. Just take this as seriously as possible.
Wow, that's some really good advice. That's great advice, actually.
Yes. Thank you for that advice.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So, and again, thank you so much for coming in this morning and talking wrestling with us and sharing your story. Let's jump in real quick. to, and we've only got about 12 minutes left in the show. An event happened yesterday for the WWE. Bash in Berlin for the first time. The very first match, it really went the way that I thought that it would go. However, I was a bit surprised that, of course it was Cody Rhodes defending the championship, the WWE Undisputed Championship, against Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens had pointed out the night before on Friday Night SmackDown that Cody Rhodes was not at 100%, that he had some knee issues and all of that sort of stuff going on. There was a couple of times where he did things, but there was a couple of times where he pulled back and didn't, I guess, pull the trigger, I guess you could say, and do what he had to do to get the win and to become the new WWE Undisputed Champion. HD Daniels, your thoughts on that particular match?
This whole story with Cody and Kevin has been perplexing to me. Friend versus friend, and it was Cody the champion who made the challenge to his friend.
Mm-hmm.
The whole thing has always felt a little condescending to me. It's like, hey, little buddy, I'm the champion. You want a shot at me? And then, he had those antics during the match. It's hard to say heel with a guy like Cody Rhodes, but like condescending aggressor, I don't know what to think of it, to be honest.
Wow.
Yeah, to me, it goes back to the whole fact that I'm a big Kevin Owens guy.
Mm-hmm.
He should have pulled the trigger. I mean, this isn't Tiddlywinks.
The Kevin Owens of old, and Kevin Steen would have pulled that trigger.
Pull the trigger. You gave me the shot. It's on you. If you're not in it to win it at times, whether it's your friend or not, they could be friends afterwards. I don't think Cody would be friends with them if he would have lost. It's going to be interesting if Kevin stays friends with them.
Nash, did you get to see that match yesterday?
That was a very good match. I think if Kevin would have pulled the trigger, he had a couple opportunities too. I think he would be the WWE champion right now.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. We did see championships change hands yesterday. The WWE Women's Tag Team titles, the Unholy Union, Isla Dawn and Alba Fire, coming into that match as champions. They ended up losing the belts to Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill, and those two ladies are now two-time WWE World Tag Team Champions. Superfan.
Yeah, the thing that gets me on that is Bianca, I give her all props. I think she's probably one of the best, if not the best, female wrestler in WWE right now. Jade Cargill, she's still clunky. Some of the moves, I think she just needs some polishing.
Yeah.
Is she a beast and strong enough to lift up these gals? Yeah, but just the smoothness isn't there.
Yeah.
And to me, it takes time, but she's under a microphone now of everybody's watching and the watchful eye of the universe.
Yeah. HD Daniels, your thoughts?
I was really surprised to see new champions crowned yesterday. I thought the win in Scotland was really big for the former champions, and I thought it was kind of unfortunate that they lost the sisters. But I do like the tag team with Bianca and Jade. I think they're a powerhouse.
Yeah, they are. They are a powerhouse. You're absolutely 100% sure, or for sure on that. I thought while I was watching that match, I kind of feel the same way as you do, Superfan. I thought I wouldn't use the word clunky. Actually, my very first word that came into my head was sloppy. It was just sloppy, and it was just, what are you doing? Get your wits about yourself. Get yourself into the game here. What are you doing? You're going to end up hurting yourself before you hurt somebody else.
Right.
But that's just my thought. But also another match And we've got about 7 minutes left in the show. CM Punk up against Drew McIntyre strap match. Whoo, buddy. Nash, your thoughts on that match?
That it was lost for words apparently. That was a very good match. I mean, they've built up this feud kind of around like the bracelet, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, for to have a strap match, kind of hit the highlights of what a strap match kind of has been. I wonder where they go from here.
Mm-hmm. They are now 1-1. So, they had that first match where Seth Rollins was the special guest referee, and Drew McIntyre picked up the win in that. Last night, yes, his first on the radar is going to be Bronson Reed. But I also think that this feud between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, it's not over with yet by any stretch, but I think when it is, it'll be finished inside Hell in the Cell.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's where it should end. I just think that I could see a few times, again, they'll just be thorny in each other's sides for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they'll be necessarily scheduled to face each other, but thorns, definitely.
Yeah. The Terror Twins, Damian Priest, Rhea Ripley, got their hands on Dirty Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan and come out the winners on that one. And wow, that was crazy. We saw Judgment Day, the other members trying to get involved in that, and the Terror Twins, they were able to overcome, adapt, and pull out that win. But I don't think that one is over with by any stretch either.
No, I mean, you've got to have the final match between Damian and Finn. Dominic, there's no reason for him to be in the ring with Damian Priest at this time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he has it in him. I don't think he's a good enough wrestler. I think Priest is going to win 90% of the time unless there's interference.
No, yeah, you might be right on that one. Now, for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, we saw Gunther defending that championship for the first time against the Viper, the Legend Killer, many different other adjectives that you can describe him as, Randy Orton. H.D. Daniels, your thoughts on that match?
That was the match I was most looking forward to, and I thought it delivered. It was hard-hitting. I don't think I've ever seen a bad Randy Orton match or a bad Gunther match where you put them together and you get more of a throwback style match, more of a brawling type match. I mean, even the way the match ended, kind of, Randy didn't give up, so he was still the fighting hero at the end.
Yep, Superfan?
Yeah, I love the finish. Him not giving up. It was interesting to see the fans, the German fans, really get behind Gunther.
Yeah.
Even though
he's from that area. He's from Austria. But still,
it was nice to see that they got behind him, and it had a lot of energy. I think it was the best match of the night.
I've said this before on this show. There is something about these outside of United States crowds that are just Americans in the States here, and really everywhere else, can really learn something from these crowds over in Europe. Holy smackers. They are just all up in it, and I'm loving every second of it. And I think it's just as good and just as fun to see and watch as the matches themselves are. Nash, real quick.
Yeah, I think the crowd kind of amplifies the entire match, and definitely with like the European crowd, it's they're bringing energy.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. Well, we have come to the end again of our show. Again, HD Daniels, thank you so much for calling in and being a part of this as always. Our new Uncensored Wrestling Talk senior referee, as I like to call him. Superfan Tim Williams, thank you. Thank you so much for coming in. I'm sorry, HD, what was you saying?
I did not mean to interrupt you. So thank you for having me. I love you.
Yeah. And Nash Gilpo, wrestling trainee over at the Harley Race Wrestling Academy. We thank you so much for coming in as well. And we look forward to seeing how your career progresses. For HD, for Superfan, for Nash Gilpo, I am Sarge Phillips saying thank you so much. And until next time, go watch some wrestling.
Studios online at gatewayfiber.com. News Radio 105.3 1280 KYRO Troy. It's 12 o'clock in the Heartland.
Calling on the government to reach a ceasefire deal comes after the IDF recovered the bodies of 6 hostages in